Welcome back. Now, some disgruntled members of the NDC in the Ashanti region on Tuesday locked up the party's regional offices in Kumasi in what they termed a revolution in the party following the defeat in the 2016 elections. Led by one Yakubu Aidoo, a communications chairperson from the Aswasi constituency, the members said they were on a party office locking spree. From the Ashanti region, they intend to move to the central region, from where they will continue to the Greater Accra region, according to the Daily Graphic report. They used padlocks and chains to lock up the regional party office at Afonkwanta in Oferukrum. Their anger is that the party's leadership did not prosecute the 2016 campaign well, which caused them the defeat to the NPP. Tony Aidoo and his team, after locking up the party offices in the morning, went back in the afternoon when they heard it had been reopened. The party security, however, prevented them from carrying out their action for the second time. Now, let's stay on this story because a member of the communications team of the NDC in the Aswasi constituency, Yakubu Aidoo, says they have initiated a coup d'etat in the NDC and that after the revolution, they will restore democracy in the party. Speaking to TV3, he expressed disappointment at the party for the lack of commitment to ensure victory in the just-ended elections.
What do you intend achieving by what you are doing? What do you intend to achieve?
It will bring us power.
It will bring us power by 2020, inshallah.
So,
if President Mama decides that he will come back again, we will support him.
So, what message do you have for NDC members in the country?
They should exercise patience. We will fight against some of our leaders, some of the ministers, some of the CEOs, some of the government appointees. We will fight them. They disappointed the party.
Can you be specific? The people you intend fighting them, the leaders.
Oh, I know some of the ministers and the CEOs and the MCs.
Can you mention them?
Oh, I won't mention any name. I won't mention them. They know. They know.
So you are saying tomorrow you go back and lock?
Yes, tomorrow I will go back and lock.
Then from Ashanti?
From Ashanti to Central region. From Central region to Greater Accra. All the region. Only Volta region. They have done their best.
All right, now let's get onto the phone lines because this is a developing story. First, let's speak to lawyer Godwin EDG. He is the deputy regional organizer of the party in the Greater Accra region. He's just joined me on the phone lines. Lawyer EDG, we're grateful. First of all, has this come to your notice and how worrying is it to the party?
Yes, first of all, let me say good evening to yourself and your viewers this evening. These stories are obviously disturbing, very disturbing.
And if it's disturbing, what action would the party take?
Yes, it's important that, first of all, our supporters, rank and file, of our party.
Hello, I have a terrible sound to the studio here. It looks like...
Is it better?
I am grateful. Go ahead.
So I was making the point that it's important for the rank and file of the party to know that what happened on Wednesday, December 7th, cannot, in all sincerity, attributed to one single individual or group of persons. It's important that we rather look at it as a collective failure that was find.
Lawyer EDG, I'm sorry, I still have a terrible...
Is it better?
Yes. Okay.
Is it better?
Let's try this one again. Go ahead.
Is it better?
Yes, please go ahead.
Very well. So I was making the point that it's important that the rank and file of the party begin to appreciate that it will be difficult for us to say that one single individual caused all these problems. One individual cannot be the cause of what happened in Volta, of what happened in Central Region, of what happened in Northern Region, Upper East, Upper West, North or Western Region, or Greater Accra. It appears that the problem is one that is collective. And I'm humbly pleading with our supporters, especially the youth of our party, that this is not the time to lay blame at the doorstep of anybody. One way or the other, we all, in our small way, possibly contributed to the situation where we are all in. Those who didn't contribute to the situation where we are in, they should help us to put all of us back on track. Because the moment we resort to blame...
all right, Lawyer Duja, I'm sorry. We will get back to you. What we're getting by way of sound is terrible in our studio. Our viewers are struggling to hear you. We'll try and raise you back onto the phone lines. But let's stay on it and speak to a policy analyst and lecturer at the University of Cape Coast called Mr. Abraham. He's on Skype now. Good evening and thanks so much for staying there for us. All right. Now, first of all, this is happening to the party. Now, how damaging can it be to the party when the youth are beginning to lock up officers of the party? How damaging is this?
Well, let me say good evening, your cherished viewers. I will say that, yes, it is to a large extent, it is damaging. First of all, when party youth are regulated at election cost, we expect that it's either in the form of a verbal manner or in a physical manner, like how party officers are. When it becomes a verbal manner, it is normal for that to happen, based on the fact that election law is not expected. And in this instance, you realize that if the party, its members and all that, but when it becomes, when it becomes physical, in terms of restraint, abuse, violence, and all that, it has a tendency of affecting the party in the long run, in terms of how now reorganization and re-strategizing of the party will be in the run-up to the 2020 elections, because now party reorganization is supposed to start now. So when it so happens that the youth are, agitated and they are resorting to locking up party offices and all that, it has a tendency of prolonging, ways of reorganizing the party. And let me say this. Another issue is that because the leader of the party, who is the president, is now engaged with government activities, it becomes very difficult for the party to now rely, for the youth to now rely on the words of the president, because now the president is engaged in other duties. So let me say that in the long run, if it is not, if it is not assessed well, if it is not tackled well, it's going to affect the party, especially when also the founder of the party has not been very much active in all these things.
Okay. Call, please, just hold on. I'll come back to you to ask you, these are signs of cracks in the party, but how deep the cracks are. But hold on first. Let me go back to Lawyer Edudzi Tamaklo. He's back on the phone lines. We're hoping the line will be better now. Now, Lawyer Tamaklo, now, this is indeed like the call who I just spoke to said, showing signs of disaffection. But apart from you appealing to the youth to calm down, what necessary steps is the party taking to deal with this? All right. Lawyer Tamaklo isn't back on the line yet. When we get him, I'll get back to him. But, Cole, I'm back to you again. Indeed, this shows signs of cracks in the party, but is it very deep?
It is deep. The cracks are very deep. Even before the party went into the 2016 elections, you could still see certain cracks in the party, especially when you see the founder of the party being sidelined with wife being an opponent, finding herself on the ballot board on the ballot paper. So you still see certain cracks, and this issue is further deepening the cracks. And if it is not addressed well, it is not addressed as fast as the leadership can, it has the tendency of prolonging any attempt at reorganization of the party.
Some would argue that political parties that lose elections go through similar challenges. Of course, the beginning is always difficult. They need to reorganize and bring people back. So how would you react to those who say that this is not a new phenomenon and that every party that loses an election will go through similar challenges?
Of course, it is not a new phenomenon. But when these challenges are, like I said, when they are verbal, for instance, accusing party executives of misusing party funds, of accusing certain leaders of not doing what they were supposed to do and all that, those things are normal. If you remember, when NPP lost power in 2008, the popular Arthur Kennedy book, Chasing the Elephant into the Bush.
Right.
It became a very much well-read book. People were talking about it. It was more of a blame game, and these things are very normal. But when it goes to the extent of being violent, when it goes to the extent of being physical, then that is where the problem now comes from. So yes, it is nothing new, but with its physical aspect where people are ready to go lock down party offices, preventing executives from working, preventing these same executives who the party will rely on to now reamass and reorganize the base of the party from working, then you know that if it is not addressed well, there is going to be a problem.
20 seconds. Now tell me, what lessons can the party learn from this? 20 seconds.
Well, the party would have to know what the party would have to put its ear on the ground and listen to the people, listen to the masses, and then also the party would have to have a message that catches the attention of people. And let me say this, that if the party becomes proactive with the leadership, makes it all inclusive, then there is the greatest likelihood that things will go on well in the run up to the 2020 elections. That is, if someone like the founder, whose charisma leads the party very well, is roped in to help in the reorganization.
All right, I'm grateful, Kwao. Emisa Abraham there, a policy analyst and lecturer at the University of Cape Coast. Grateful for your time with us tonight. But let me quickly get to Godwin EDG Tamaklo. He's back on the phone lines. Sorry, we had to cut your line because it was terribly bad. But apart from you appealing to the youth to keep calm, what practical steps can the party take to deal with this?
I think that it's important that immediately the national, regional, constituency, and then the branch level, we must begin to engage the rank and file of the party. So people will begin to appreciate that, yes, it's true, we all wanted a victory badly, but what happened was so unexpected, and that it will be difficult at this juncture to say that one or two individuals are the cause of why we lost over 1.2 million votes compared to our 2012 performance. Once we begin to have this engagement with our people, for them to appreciate what really happened, from region to region. It will take the anger and then the pain that people have for now. That all is not lost yet. All obviously is not lost. With purpose, we can easily regroup, re-strategize to recapture power by 2020. The moment we allow blame game, what is going to happen is that it is possible to result in deep cracks within the party, and it will not augur well for the forward march of the party. So once again, I am pleading with all the youth of our party, wherever they are, to remain calm. The party now rests on us. It will be difficult if we, who are supposed to lead the party now, would rather be the source of distraction or implosion of the party. So we are pleading, and let me use this platform once again to plead with all our supporters to remain calm whilst we go out to find out the root cause. Immediately, a national team will be dispatched to the various regions to touch base and begin to find out exactly why about 1.2 million of our supporters decided not to vote at all. We need to reach out to these people and find out why it happened that way. That engagement is important. So we are pleading with all supporters in the midst of all the provocation that they need to remain calm. We're pleading with them.
Tell me, is the party considering an early Congress or a change of the top executives? Is that on the drawing board?
That much I cannot speak to that specific issue now.
Should the party consider it? Should the party consider it? Should the party consider it?
Hello?
Should the party consider it?
The possibility of early Congress?
Yes.
That possibility, several things may be considered, but I'm saying that may not be the immediate solution to the problem. First of all, when you fall, what you do is to go out and find out whether the floor was slippery or it is your shoe that was problematic or something. It is only when that you find out that exactly, then you know whether you should have a leadership change or not. So these things are very important. We should not rush in doing anything that will further engender the possibility of the party coming back very strong. We need to sit down carefully and look through and think through everything that has happened within this past 4 years, which has resulted in where we are now. It's important.
All right. I'm grateful for your time there. Lawyer Godwin EDG Tamaklo is a Deputy Regional Organizer, Youth Organizer of the NDC, Greater Accra Region, talking to us about the locking up of party offices